lost a bit of a loss, but Victor scores his first goal since the Western Conference Finals last season. How important is it for a player who's coming back from injury to bag a goal early on?
Yeah, it was good. It was a very well crafted goal in the sense that, you know, Nico was doing some hard work in the right wing channel. Victor makes a good run, good ball, good finish. You know, so we're pleased with that. You know, that he could get off the score sheet. Again, guys are streaky sometimes with their confidence, and hopefully that gives him a good boost in his confidence. But I think his challenge has been his knee that's been bugging him, and I think he's finally getting over that. I think that injury has gone away for the most part, so that's why you're seeing an increase in the quality of his play.
Stretch.
Ryan, your thoughts on Brian Meredith's performance?
It was good. I mean, we made that really, really tremendous save in the first half. I don't want to fault him for any of the 3 goals. So he came in and did a good job. I thought he was good.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain the thought process behind changing both fullbacks at the same time?
Well, Christian, when I played Christian there, he's not a right back. Jordan McCrary had the plantar fasciitis, and Kelvin is injured. So when McCrary was healthy, I felt I could go with him and put Christian back in his natural position. And then on the left side, Nuhu is a great kid. You know, he's got tons of potential, but I think he needs a little bit of seasoning. We had ran him out there 5 games, literally 5 games in a row when we were playing with a 4-man back line. And I think his final product needs to be worked on. I think some of his defending needs to be worked on, so plenty of potential there. But, you know, we thought that we were going to have more possession of the ball today because they sit and counter. And Waylon, we feel, is a little bit more creative in the final third.
Jeff?
Right, the second half was kind of freewheeling for the second week in a row. Where do you draw the line, the balance between wanting them to be more explosive on attack and having to get back and prevent goals?
Well, we talked all week about, you know, being a little bit more disciplined in our attack and our approach to the game. And, you know, in the second half, there were passes that, you know, weren't completed that led directly to their counterattacks. You know, there was some, you know, unbalance in the group when we were in possession and the ball turns over. And that's important because as you attack, you always have to make sure that you're covered in case the ball does turn over so that you can prevent counterattacks. So it's something that we worked on. We showed them film. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think their you know, 2 set-piece goals were, you know, set-piece goals, and then the one was the counterattack goal that cost us.
Matt?
You had mentioned yesterday how bringing in Raul would kind of raise the spirits of the group entirely. Is that still something you can build off of, or having lost at home to your rival, does that kind of bring you guys right back down to earth?
That brings us right back down to earth, Matt. This is a really, really tough loss. You know, no player, new player, whatever, this is going to sting. It's going to sting for a long time. You know, I think the energy in the building, I appreciated the crowd. It was good. I think everybody sensed it before the game. And so to disappoint the people certainly will wear on us.
Matt?
Just going off that a little bit, I mean, we're getting fairly deep into the season, not quite halfway, but 15 games in, and only 11 points. The gap is getting kind of wide between the playoff. What's your outlook? Or I guess what's your take on the current state of affairs, I guess?
Well, the current state of affairs is not good. We have to be realistic. It's not good. We've really put ourselves in a hole. So the work that we do during a week to prepare for games, the effort that I think that the guys show, I think all of that is there. But at some point, we as coaches need to take responsibility for what we do, and players on the field need to take responsibility for what they do. And we are not going to give up. We will continue to try and, you know, train well, players will continue to win games, and we'll see if we can't start winning a couple games to make that gap smaller. And then, you know, once the team starts believing a little bit, once the team starts scoring some goals, once we get a couple wins, then we can talk about, is it too late or not?
Right. And I mean, this isn't completely uncharted territory. The last couple of years, you haven't been too high in the standing at this point in the year. You guys took off. Is there any similarities that you see right now between, in terms of your capabilities and what you guys can do in terms of maybe potentially taking off?
No, I think, you know, in 16 when Ladero came, it was a big boost. So hopefully we won't be too far in the table before Rui Diaz sees the field. In 17, we kind of found a way to play. You know, the cohesion amongst the group was good, and we started winning a bunch of games. I think we only lost 2 out of our last 18. Those 2 things both can happen still. Just a question of whether we're in too deep of a hole or not.
All right.
Your guys' set piece defending this year has been pretty good, pretty solid. Is there anything you saw today as diagnosed as why that seemed to be an issue?
I think you got to credit Mabiala. I think, you know, both goals were good. We actually changed the matchups. Kim Kihi was on him first, and then we put Chad on him. So, you know, at some point you got to credit them. You know, he scored 2 goals against our 2 center backs. You know, you look at MLS, and set piece goals are important. You know, you look at Chad Marshall getting the best of Mabiala on our second goal. You know, those are important. So we will work on that in training to make sure that we're a little bit sharper in our defending inside the box.
Steven?
Clearly help coming with Rui Diaz, but on the day, in terms of choices in the final third and tactics, do you think that the attack's a little bit too predictable right now?
I would probably say that. You know, I think teams, you know, have the film scouting reports. You know, we play the way we do. I mean, Victor was the one that, you know, opened the game up a little bit on the left-hand side, and he provides a little width, but we know Nico likes to pinch in, and then we need our right back to get up and down the field. I think that's who we are, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, it is who we are. It's just, you know, had we been a little bit more patient, talked about possession, you know, then our team looks good. Then it is predictable, but it's predictable and it's successful. And I just think we had a couple of, you know, loose passes, bad decisions, forced balls in there, and that's what led to their counterattacks.
Miles, you still have one?
Yeah, on that, are the guys making the runs to give the person with the ball, the space, so the patience is there, or is there, when you talk about the lack of creativity going on in the third, you've been able to look at what's going on there?
Well, I don't know if it's, you know, lack of creativity or whether it's just pressing. You know, today we had 20 open play crosses. We had, you know, shots inside the box, outside the box. We're getting some clean looks. You know, I just think that we need to execute sometimes our plays a little bit better, our final passing, you know, like on Nico's goal. That was a well-crafted, well-executed goal. We just need more of those.
Right here.
Coach, your first goal came pretty quickly after their first goal. Your second goal came reasonably soon after. Is there anything that you can build on to take into the locker room from that?
Well, I told him after the game, I said, you know, it's challenging. It's a difficult time in our club, but they don't quit. They keep fighting. That's the reason why we respond well in all of our matches. We don't give up. So that's just testament to the guys in that locker room.
Spencer, you still have one?
Yeah, sure. Coach, you mentioned the reasoning for bringing in different fullbacks in the starting 11 with the 2 late subs. Do you feel pretty good about how the team played, or how would you assess how they played after those 2 substitutions?
Well, I had felt that, you know, we had put our best team out there. So, you know, the game was close up until, you know, the 74th minute at 2-2. you know, again, the flow of that game, 2-2, we're at home, keep some possession, you know, wear them down a little bit. You know, we got a lift after Chad's goal, and then we get a little rushed and we give up the third. Then, you know, it was bringing on fresh legs, trying to get Nuhu in the game to bring fresh legs because it was Waylon's first start in a bit. You know, Harry had provided us some assists. You know, it's one of those things that's just the flow of the game. And then at the end, you know, we pushed Chad Marshall up. You know, maybe I could have subbed a center back and brought Magnus on, but, you know, it's just the way we went with him.
Time for a few follow-ups. Yeah, Steven?
Armenteros has been a real handful for you guys, first as a sub in Portland and then as a starter today. What is it that you think he adds to their attack that makes him so dangerous?
Well, he works. He's a big, strong kid. You know, he's a handful. So it's you know, replacement for Audie, another strong, powerful forward. It suits their, you know, Christmas tree formation. So he's been a good find for them.
Yeah, Mark?
You talk about taking responsibility for things that you can control. With this being the 4th loss at home this season, what are some things that you as a coaching staff or maybe the players can do going forward to make sure that this place turns into a fortress like it has been in previous seasons?
Well, we will always, in the background when we watch the film and we discuss things as a staff and discuss things with the group, we always try and hold ourselves accountable for, you know, okay, this was what we worked on during the week. These were the goals that we wanted to accomplish in the game. And then we as a staff say, okay, did we accomplish our goals? What worked, what didn't work as a staff first, and then we relay that information. We have the same conversation with the team. Okay, this is what we worked on at weekend training. Okay, did it work, did it not work? What did you guys see? How did you feel? And you get a little dialogue going amongst players and coaches, and you try and correct things. So we will again continue to try and do that and see if we can't turn this around.
Last couple, Moz.
Yeah, on Valeri, what was the kind of strategy going in? Because obviously he's a good player and he had his imprint on the game today with the 3 assists.
We know he's a good player. We know him extremely, extremely well. And so the idea there is to limit him in transition moments. That's the idea. So if you're looking at his set piece deliveries, yes, they're great. That's 2 out of the 3. And, you know, his assist to Armenteros was obviously on a transition moment where, again, I'll have to watch it exactly how it manifested itself. But, you know, he's very, very dangerous. We always wanted to keep him under control as we were possessing the ball. We had Ozzy or Christian trying to be close to him, or one of the outside fullbacks pinching in, trying to be close to him.